There could be 10 billion reasons why this takeover for the 49ers could be great, but here's 10, alright? Welcome back to the channel, quick fire. No hanging about the day, folks. Reason number one, have to begin with this one. One step closer to sacking Phil. I genuinely believe that. This guy cannot take us forward, right? You know, if this takeover goes through, judging by the reports and judging by the rumours, it looks like it will. This guy can't be leading it. It can't be. It can't be. And if they're talking about getting rid of debt, right, and things like that, then you cannot be keeping this guy in a job because therefore money's not an issue. But here at the same time, Patrick Stewart's turned around and said the reason we're not getting rid of Clement isn't down to money. But there is no way this club, there's no way they can look at Clement and go, "Aye, we want him. That's the guy we want to lead our, our takeover." Not a chance. So to me, this definitely gets him one step closer to getting sacked. We heard him today speaking in the press conference about, well, I don't really care about it because nothing's official and I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about losing games of football like I've done all season. Reason number two, gets rid of the debt. Yeah. 17.1 million loss last year. A lot of money owed to John Bennett, etc., etc., etc. They said they're going to pay that. That's good. Reason number three, better kits. Yeah, I believe we would get better kits, as we've seen with Leeds and as we see with other teams that are, sponsored by Red Bull. I like the Red Bull logo. I think it's a good logo. Rangers, Red Bull Rangers. We are the Red Bull Rangers. Obviously, this is why it's great, right? But I don't want any name changes to anything, right? The stadium, whatever. I want everything to stay the same in terms of that regard. So, a lot of people willing. I don't like selling it. I'll never sell it, right? So I don't want Ibrox to change its name. Yeah, it could make us a lot more money if we sold it there. If we, I'm not delusional. Obviously, if you sell it, the naming rights, and it's called like the Red Bull Glasgow Arena or something, or the Ibrox Red Bull Arena, I totally understand that, right? It makes the club money. But see, at the same time, what I would like to see is just the name kept. But if it was to change, and I would absolutely hate if it did, at least keep Ibrox in it. You know what I mean? The Red Bull Ibrox Arena. I don't know, something like that. Reason number four, better signings. Of course. Of course. Better signings, just due to the fact that we'll have more reach and things like that. Reason number five, their focus is on the Champions League, which means league titles. And why does it mean league titles? Because you need to win the league title to get into the Champions League. Not only right now do you get guaranteed, I believe from next season it does end, but from next season and beyond, our coefficient, Scotland's coefficient's not that good. So what that could result in for a number of years is the team that wins the league is the only team in the Champions League. And then you have to go through qualifiers anyway. So therefore, they want to expand their brand. It's a good way of doing it, getting into the Champions League. And, you can say what you want about our league, but us being where we are, great chance of getting Champions League football. If you take over teams, doing the pyramid in England, like we've seen with Wrexham, Birmingham, and even Leeds, you're so far behind the other teams in the Premier League, it's incredible. And I think this is the sort of takeover that could make people, it's like Tony Bloom at Hearts, he could be like, you know what, we could easily get Champions League football if I put a bit of money into Hearts and, we actually build players and take it to the old firm and maybe sneak second and somehow scrape through Champions League qualifiers. That's what that is. And I think this is going to have a ripple effect throughout Scottish football. It's got to. The league's got to get better, folks. You know what I mean? Reason number six, it closes the gap to Celtic. It just does. It gives us more money to play with, signings, etc., etc. It will close the gap. It's not gonna be closed overnight. Absolutely not. But yeah, it will be. It will be. Reason number seven, getting rid of the current board. Yeah, got no love for the current board. It will get rid of them in some capacity, and I welcome that. Reason number eight, more exposure in the USA, the United States of America, Cletus. Yeah, we're already pretty big across the world. Bars across the globe, bars all over America. This would be massive. You know what I mean? This would be massive. and obviously the San Francisco 49ers are big NFL team. And I think there's just not many negatives to be had with this deal. Reason number nine, big loanees. Now, I've seen a lot of people go, oh, you're going to be a feeder club for Leeds, right? I don't want to be a feeder club for Leeds, right? But see, at the end of the day, see if that means that we get their young, promising talent when they're like in the Premier League, because that's their aim. They want to be, you know, the whole point of this Leeds thing will be because they want to challenge at the top English football. Once upon a time, Leeds did that. You know what I mean? Before I was born, but most people watching this video will remember when Leeds won, the English League. It was before bloody even the Premier League existed, right? And they've won stuff, the games against Rangers, etc., etc., etc. That's what they'll want with Leeds. So see this, you're becoming a feeder club for a team that's in the Championship. Yeah, they're in the Championship right now, right? But if Leeds get to where they expect and where they want to be, and they're giving us young, exciting talent that's not good enough for the Premier League, that's going to be good for us. You know what I mean? It is. And I don't want to become a feeder club. But let's not pretend that us selling our best players to Leeds for, like, good big money is going to be bad. It's not. You know what I mean? It's better to actually have the option. Well, you know what? If they want them, that's good. And yeah, I don't want Rangers. I would never want Rangers to be a feeder club for anybody. But if we're back winning league titles and competing in the top competition in Europe, well, selling our odd big player down to Leeds and loading in a few of their players, are we going to really complain too much about that, folks? Like, let's be honest. Scottish football's so far behind English football. A way to kind of keep up with it is deals like this. You know what I mean? Seeing like the Hibs and Bournemouth deal where they're loaning players. Hibs are getting a few decent Bournemouth players and things like that. And Hearts with Brighton as well. You'll see something along those lines. You see like Circle Bruges loaning Hearts players because they're a part of that Tony Bloom deal. So let's not pretend that this is horrific at the end of the day. And reason number 10, the most important reason of them all, back to winning trophies. Kind of touched on it earlier, but yeah, we will improve, and this guy gives us a better chance of winning trophies. But even as our current state right now, 3 trophies out of 42 is fucking unacceptable, right? It's disgusting. And, has this been done to try and deflect away from the bad news recently? Potentially. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think this has obviously been in the pipeline for a while, and they've just waited to pull the plug on the news and reveal it, and that's kind of what it is. But you know what, folks? There's not many negatives to have. There's just not many, and that is finally a positive thing at this football club. Bring it on. I hope it doesn't fall through, but you never really know.